privacy and also the confidentiality.
I, on behalf of the Prodigals Home family and all the collaborating partners, Department of Social Welfare, Narcotics Control Bureau, and court comprises of the key stakeholders here in the department. District administration is here, and all the departments within the narcotics committee. So on behalf of the collaborating partners, I stand here to say a welcome note. There are lots of speeches lined up, so I will not take much time, but taking the opportunity to give this welcome note, I want to welcome each and every one of you on behalf of the collaborating partners on this very significant day. Fight against drug abuse and illicit trafficking is not just a one-day affair or few hours affair. It's a 24/7 affair, and we know it. We're running a rehab center, and we know it's a struggle for many families across Nagaland, for many young people, for families, for people who are struggling with alcohol and other drugs. We know it's not just a disease, but it's a warfare against the enemy to humanity. So every one of us who are here, from the government departments, from the churches, from the NGOs, from the media, from other like-minded organizations, from the civil societies, from the educational institutions, we are all here because we know that we have a role to play. It's not just the role of a department or an organization, but it is the role of each and every one of us. Every single individual matter in the fight against drug abuse in our society.
One more is not too much to ask. Try to fight this battle by myself. It's a war that I can win without your help. Tonight I'm as slow as any man can go. I'm down and I can't fall much further. Once upon a time, you turned the water into wine. Now on my knees, I'm turning to you, Father. Would you help me turn the wine back into water?
Every year this is celebrated. I remember in 1994 going to there was no DGP, there was only IGP in Nagaland. We were there, I was also in a rehab. We went to Kohima and then we sang a song, Jesus is a Wonderful Savior, in the IGP's room. A conference hall, as small as this one. Now, I remembered from that time till today, it has been going on and on and on and on. But what we see from this team is these two messages come together with one clear truth. Prevention starts with awareness. How can we prevent when there is no awareness? When there is no information, how can we prevent? In fact, I should say the theme is also a little bit wrong. It is short of the target. When there is no awareness, when there is no information, how can we prevent? In the context of Nagaland, we will see that there are three very strong pillars. Entities that are cohesive with one another, and it is the survival of any individual. So I will dwell on that one. Please, our chairperson has said only 10 minutes, so please raise your hands if I go beyond that one. Firstly, we have been in denial, silence, as I said, and ignorance. Now, what we need to look, if we have to really prevent, I will go till the word prevention only, not beyond that today. Prevention, if we have to, it has to start within the family. Our Naga families are very passive. I've been a teacher. By God's grace, I was able to do something, achieve something academically. So I've been a teacher. I've been a teacher in the mainland. I've been worked as a teacher in Nagaland. Our Naga students, our Naga boys and girls are very passive. We are not assertive. I think it is in the culture, our cultural norm is that, itu to kan baca kan huni boleh lakukan noy. Jai jadi yatra. Anyone who is sharp in the classroom is mocked, pulled down. Don't be over smart. So that curiosity is not there in a positive sense. And it all starts with either healthy parenting or poor parenting. I've seen a lot of poor parenting. These days we see healthy parenting, and in a healthy parenting, healthy environment, the child is assertive to be able to say no, to make life's own choices. That is what we see. And I have seen my friends who were traumatized with addiction, and their children are also in the same cycle of addiction, either in alcoholism or drug abuse, whatever. Now, when poor parenting is there, then the child does not develop the full mentality. There is a vacuum that is built. Poor parenting does not necessarily mean that the family is deprived of wealth. A wealthy family can also involve in materialism, give everything that the child needs. But what the child needs is the emotional security, the comfort in a home. And this needs to be addressed. Addiction also, the evils of drug abuse needs to be talked honestly at home, within the confines of the family. That is number one that I see.
So like it was set up in 26th June 2021. It's a flagship campaign by the Ministry of Social and Justice Empowerment. Initially 272 districts with most vulnerable in terms of usage of drugs were identified. And this identification was done on the basis of finding from the comprehensive national survey done by the ministry. So according to this comprehensive national survey, it was stated that there are about 60 million drug users in India, of which a larger number of users are in between 10 to 17 years. So when we see about 10 to 17 years, mostly it's a school going only. So the school also needs to play a lot of role here. Now, Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, the aim is to reach out the masses and spread awareness about substance abuse through various activities like awareness program, focus on higher educational institutions, university campus and schools, focus on counseling and treatment facilities in hospitals and rehabilitations. Under Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, we have the Ministry of Social Justice Empowerment has also proposed setting up of the District De-Addiction Center under the scheme National Action Plan for Drug Demand Reduction. the ministry proposed for setting 296 GAP districts across the country. So here in Nagaland, 9 districts are selected under GAP district for setting up of DDA, District De-Addiction Center.
When it comes to drug trafficking and drug abuse, they run parallel. They are two sides of the same coin. They cannot be separated. But the way we, especially the government and even the NGOs and societies, approach these issues has taken a diverse line over the years. Abuse or drug addiction is being treated more as a health issue rather than a criminal act, a criminal activity. Previously, drug addiction or consumption was considered a crime, a criminal act. And so, accordingly, even in the NDPS Act under Section 27, a punishment was prescribed for consumption. So if you were caught consuming, or if you are an addict and you are arrested, you face 1 year punishment with fine. But over the years, as I stated, there has been a significant shift from a strictly punitive approach to one that emphasizes compassion and healthcare, as is evident from this year's theme. The concept now is that addiction is not a criminal act. It is a health issue that needs a medical care and a human approach. So in line with this concept, changes were also introduced in the NDPS rules, in which Section 64A was added in about 2-3 years back. Under this act, if an addict or any addict who is charged with an offense punishable under Section 27 or with offense punishable under punishable with small quantity of drugs or the psychotropic substance, if he volunteers to undertake medical treatment in a de-addiction center, he will be immune from punishment. And on the condition that he undergoes the full treatment. So, the main objective of this Section 64A of the rules is to encourage individuals struggling with addiction to seek treatment free from fear of legal repercussions. So it reflects a harm reduction philosophy that views addiction as a public health issue and fosters a more supportive environment. So, as I said, addiction is not a weakness, it is a health issue. And like all health issues, it can be treated, it can be overcome, and it can be managed. The only condition is that the individual concerned has to be willing to fight his addiction.
Regarding educational institutions, I believe there are some materials dealing with drug addiction, but if all the schools could have materials dealing with this, that is, soul steering, heart touching materials regarding addiction and prevention, then I believe that would go a long way. During my school days, even I had 3 subjects in English. English 1, English 2, alternative English, and even 2 subjects in mathematics. Mathematics 1, advanced mathematics, and 3, mathematics 2. The struggle I had to go through, I have to cram all that into my mind, plus continue with my PhD. So it was really a great struggle. So if we could have so many subjects, I think our school board could also inculcate one on addiction and the fallout, the outcome about it. And regarding the church, my senior was a bit critical of the church, so I would follow him and try to be very critical of the church. Unlike what he says, there was a time when the churches came in waves during our struggling days. They came. But we saw in them that they were not comfortable within our group. They were just going through the motions to tick off the annual calendar. You know, in a church, there's a calendar. This year we have to visit one rehab center. To tick that off, they came to our center. That's what I observed. They were not very comfortable. If a guy all the way from America could come to our lane, to a lane of savages and hate hunters, and could adapt, adjust, and become comfortable within those group of savages and transform our lives, I think it's not very difficult for the church to feel comfortable among the users community also. The users who are not savages but your own brothers and sisters, husbands, wives, whatnot. The church did come. They came with pray. There is hope, power in prayer. Jesus saves, John 3:16, and he handed out a blue book containing the New Testament, plus the Psalms and Proverbs, Gideon's International Bible or something like that. I accumulated 6 or 7 of them. Each vessel, I got one of that blue book. These days, even that wave has stopped. It's not coming. And I believe they are so busy in acquiring land and real estate, church building, and all. So I don't care, because like our guys sang, now we are addressing directly. We are directly contacting Jesus to turn the wine into water again. We don't want anyone anymore. We are directly contacting the Lord since we cannot handle it anymore, we want the wine turned back into water again. That's what we did, that's what we sang about. And that's where we get our Josh from. And also, what I find disheartening regarding the ministry and the concerned department is that so many of you, all the beautiful bright minds, administrative officers, social renowned workers, you come together, sit under a table, and then all you can come up with are slogans: say no to drugs, drug truths but guilds. I would rather you guys sit together and come up with schemes, with projects that involves the entire community, not only the drug users. Because you might think that recovery for all is addressing the addicts. It's not that. Recovery for all concerns not only the addict, but the entire community. Because an addict, he will come to a rehab center, and if he is really, had this urge to change, transform, then he will go out a transformed person with a much better perspective of life, with maturity. But he will be facing the same mistrust, resentment, anger from his family, from his community. So recovery for all, I believe, concerns everyone. Everyone should, the community, from the school, the churches, like my friend said, the church is an entity that reaches everyone, especially in our state. it's even bigger than the government, the church. It can perform miracles right in front of us if only the churches are willing. They should have the courage to come out from their comfort zone, raise up their hands and surrender and say, this is a new topic for us, a new field for us, so we need assistance. And how do you the church? I'm not criticizing the church, I am criticizing the church. I have nothing personal against the church, but I have everything against the church from my using days till today. Of course, I was baptized by a church. I was too young to realize the impact of that baptism. I just went there and somebody tried to drown me. I struggled and then I came out baptized. I didn't even know the implication of that. So I guess I can be labeled as a Christian on my report card. Otherwise, I'm too far away from that life. I hardly go to a church. I can count the number of times I have been inside a church. One was during my brother's wedding. Obviously, I had to be there. And my cousin's wedding and all. Christmas and New Year too. We had to pursue our PhD, so church was totally out of the question. So during all those years, we saw, but we heard more about the churches conducting seminars on addiction and all also during our struggling days. But all the individuals who attended those were only those who used to come regularly to the church. I was one who never went to church and I was struggling with addiction. That seminar regarding addiction was for me. And if I saw the board about a seminar on addiction on that particular church, I would definitely not go. There was nobody came up to me and said, hey, this is for you, let us go together. The church, as I said, to have a tick on their annual calendar. Don't do that. You will fry and duplicate oil when you go to heaven. And not going to Messiah, you're going to hell. So, in a whole day, now, I have wasted so many of my prime years struggling with this issue. There was the rehab centers were quite new for us at that time, so we didn't even know what withdrawal was. We just got sick, we just got angry, we just got mad at everyone and everything, and we never knew that this was the outcome of it. We just wanted to have fun, but like my friend said, without awareness, how can there be prevention? So awareness should come from all angles, from the school, from the churches, from the ministry, from the concerned departments. Only then can we tackle this subject. That's all. If I stand here for too long, I tend to go on and somebody gets hurt, which I don't care about. Because I got hurt so many times and now I don't care who I hurt. The only thing is I'm still alive, and for that I'm grateful to my direct link, Jesus. Thank you so much.
You unravel me with your melodies. You surround me with the song until deliverance from my enemy, till all my fear has come. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God.
Obogala amakan Christian religions to hela tu dukia manla religion ase dukpa manla religion ase kino obopi para lagate ase bolle bi tai khan moi khan nimdi dukha pra amakan life ki bhavna na kora AC loi ker ghar chola ase to amakan bhavna nala no pura la ghar ki thake ase to na amakan pi itia thaka pra ahatan ki hobo lage itu बना के ना रखी ना आमी तू साथी लोग पाइसे एग्जांपल ताई ओलो ओवर स्मार्ट ठक्से ये तुम कौन आसे आमी क्या मरा वाले तो मराई दिबो याती परा जाली ना आमी कुए विधि तो आमी तो ब्लेसिंग आसे ना नहीं क्या माने कर सासे ताई लोग मुंडू कुकुर दिशा ताई ब्लेसिंग आसे तो किले मानो अपना लगा प्रॉपर्टी की बात निम्ते you think that no one is there to support you, no one is behind you, no way to नहीं ini का बिशी दामर कोथा पॉइंट्स खान आज कल इतने खान लगा बाचा लगा नाम पिन होने होशे तो नाम नो पापो निजे लगा ट्राइब ती तू मन के फोटो खींची के ना सभी ना नागा मन के सभी ना there were a lot of people तुम्ही कोण असं कोण म्हणून ऐकतो तो होला तो त्या लगा बाचा लाग खबर पिन ना जना होशे मन दुख न करवी मानु के माप दिवी और तुम्हां जे के भी माप दिवी ना एंड लिव हैप्पी itu पृथ्वी तो रोल पुर থাকে तो इंचे तो ऊपर होए ऊपर तो इंचे होए तुम्हारा टाइम आइबो तो ऊपर ते आइबले ना तुम्हारा टाइम ऊपर के हाथ डाल दी you able the opportunity. Don't be a person that fortune knocks at my door when I was not at home. ईश्वर तो कुछ के भी chance ना दिया तो नहीं दे. A person like me who have nothing almost, I'm ashamed to say, but I'm homeless. But today की वजह से मैं क्लासमेट kan मैं kan के हिसाब न पर kan मैं लोग की सेव कोई ऐसे तो Dimapur District Users I can dominalati local khai ke na mukhchur hate ke pela tai kan kinga aise tula bahadur la kisa kurkin thake ase but they are inside the local wine shop mon damur guri bal man thakbi last year also I have told you if you go to the opposite direction, you will never reach your destination. अपना ताकि जाबो कोई ने decision ले सको, अपना change होबो कोई ने decision ले सको. And if you go to the opposite direction, how will you reach your destination? Itu pra. Kita decision ले से दुख पाइले भी, बाल पाइले भी, march forward to reach your destination. There are lots of examples like Billy Graham, Nicky Curse, who have made a beautiful story to let other people to change. You can also do that. You can also do that. If God bless you, I was on that spot. God bless me and now I'm here. You can tell the people so that someone will change their life by seeing you. Make a person to change other people. Make a person to show an example to the other people. Don't make a person to be excusing. Truthful. Truth will be good. Isor to na. Promise ka na de. Tuma to hodai. इंचे ती दुख पाबले दिबो ताई तो हदाय खुशी पाबले दिबो कोई नहीं प्रॉमिस कर रहा है come to the right track Aru right track ki jajabi before it's too late. Aru until late hoisha na babai. You are better than any other people if you change. You are better than any other if you march forward to reach the destination which you are thinking when you are alone. Tati asa tu jana. Hey, jadi aro apna tu wata pura kan sakan poila tu jana manu drug khaisa tu. So li jana manu kan tu idi khoi kena murshi ama kan tu nathake na kai. Heroin ekta street tea small street man thake de. Manti 25 rupees pra 50 jaise 50 pra 100 jaise. Ami tu khana hai sadi kan khai thakse moi tu paisa nahi khana tu. Na paisa roll kori na ek taka tu ek lara bo cigarette foil pra ini ka burn kori na khai. Ini ka kori na pacha di na thakle tu foil ti kala hua pi ini ka kori na khai. Moi pi dikse tu. Lekin moi tu khai. Itu nakha jene sase apna pi nakha bi sadi khan ke pi nakha duk tu pao duk tu na pao patna tuman hoy ke moi pi kya pi paise apna itya agasti najadi din namra tak tu man tu duk pabo khali tumi baase ko ina bhavna karbe man tu sob pi duk na pains na thakya ase everybody they have their own problem. So I just wanted to remind you once again that peace is not the absence of trouble, but it is the presence of Christ in the midst of that trouble. Thank you so much.
Say yes to life, no to drugs. We realize that drug abuse is increasing in our country, especially among the youth, and this is a matter of concern. We pledge that we will cooperate in stopping the drug abuse. We promise that we will not consume any harmful or illegal drugs in any way for any purpose. We will create awareness about the ill effects of drug abuse by encouraging every person, especially the youth, so that the youth of India can live drug-free life and they can become creative and important members of the society. Today, we pledge that we will stay away from drugs and live a healthy life. Thank you. You may be seated.